Figma's most anticipated and game-changing feature is finally here, and it's called the slots. In this video, I'm going to show you what are slots, how to use them, and some of the best practices of using slots. So let's dive in. First, let's take a look at what is the problem that this feature is trying to solve. We have this card component here. As you can see, this is just a regular component with a frame and a list of items in it. Some of them are shown, some of them are hidden that you can toggle on and off. If I create an instance of this component just next to it, now of course I can change the text of it, change the colors, maybe change the variants of this stock list item here, change the logos, all that. But if I wanted to add something to it, for example, if I wanted to add a button to it, I won't be able to do that. So for example, if I go into my component list and bring a instance of this button inside here, I am not able to do that. This was not allowed and not possible in Figma. Now, to fix this, there used to be two workarounds that designers used. One would be to create different variations of this card with anything and everything possible. But that was really unrealistic because such components like models and cards can have infinite amount of configurations, and that would be so hard to manage. The other would be to just detach the instance and create another component, but this defeats the whole purpose of reusable components. So to fix this, Figma introduced slots. Slots can convert any frame into a container to add custom content. Look at this card component. If I hover on this, it indicates this pink area, which indicates that this is a slot area. If I duplicate it and create an instance of this over here, I can add almost anything to this pink area. For example, if I have text, I can just drag it inside over here. I can add buttons to it. I can add multiple items in here, modify them any way I want, and create infinite amount of configurations from just one component. So this is the power of using slots. Now that you understand the purpose of slots, let's take a look at how we can set this up. Take a look at this frame over here. This is just a regular frame with auto layout properties and a text inside it. First thing that you need to do is convert it into a component right from here, because components can have slots. That's the whole idea, right? So the second thing that you need is a frame, because frames are actually the things that will act as slots. So I've just drawn a frame over here. Depending on where you need it, you can draw it wherever you want. Let's adjust some properties like fill properties and maybe give it an auto layout properties like vertical stack, because I would need my content to be vertically stacked. Now to convert this frame into a slot, you can do two things. Right click on it, convert to slot, or use the shortcut key. The other way is to select the component itself, go to properties, click this plus icon and click slot. Here, give it a name. Let's say content area, and click create property. Now all you got to do is select that frame again, click over this plus icon next to the frame and select that property that we just created. And this pink area indicates that now this is acting as a slot. Now remember, only frames that are nested inside a component can be converted into slots. No shapes, no rectangles, nothing like that. Now, it's important to set up these properties beforehand so that when you use an instance of this component, everything that goes inside this slot area will inherit the properties of the auto layout that you've set up over here. So for example, I can set it to hug the contents. I can have some gap. I can have padding around it. And there you go. Now, if I create an instance of this one over here, I can drag and drop anything inside it. So let's assume that we want to use this component as a user list. So I'm just going to drop a user list over here, change the title to something like active users. And let's add some text. I have a text over here that I can drop in here, add some buttons, stack them in a different configuration, set everything up to be fill the container so that it's responsive. And there you go. We have a active user list card component ready. So you can imagine that you can create almost any configuration from just one component. And that really shows you the power of slots to create dynamic components. Now let's talk about some tips and best practices. Now, slots can give you a lot of flexibility, but with flexibility comes a bit of uncertainty, especially if you're working with different designers who are going to be using instances of your component. So to suggest them that what should go inside the slot area, you can create preferred instances. To do that, all you've got to do is select the component that have slot inside it, go to the properties, go to the settings of go to the settings of that slot property, and here you can see preferred instances. Here you can click plus, and it will give you a list of all the components in your file. You can select only the components that you prefer in this slot area. So for example, I can say it can have buttons, it can have list items of stock, list item of users, and that's it. You can choose as many as you want, but let's go with these ones. Now, when I create an instance of this one, I get this plus icon over here. If I click over here, it will give me a list of preferred instances that I set up in the slot area. Now I can just click over here and it will automatically add that component inside it. So I can just set up properties like fill, I can duplicate them and continue building on this. I can even click here again on this plus icon to pull up that list again and add preferred component instance. Another tip that I wanted to discuss about slots is that even with your older components like this one, which doesn't have slot inside it, you can select the parent frame that you want to convert into a slot. You can right click on it and convert to slot, just like this. And this will act just like a normal slot now. And if for any reason you don't have a parent frame, for example, in this one, we don't have a parent frame nested inside this component, you can select all of these list items and right click them and click wrap into a new slot, which will basically create a parent frame and convert it into a slot. And this will act just like a normal slot area. Now, if you're thinking that where should you start using slots, I would say ask yourself, which are the components that you use and end up having to detach the instance often? In my opinion, slots is the greatest feature Figma has released in a while after component properties and variables. So I highly recommend trying it out and start to incorporate slots into your components. And that's it for today's video. I hope you liked it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and like always, see you in the next one.